Hello everyone, I am CoolGuy, and today we're going to be covering the Season 6 Crucible Pinnacle weapon, the Recluse. This SMG is very special, and honestly, it might be my favorite Pinnacle weapon to date. Generally when I do reviews, my focus is to present information to you guys in such a way that you can make an informed decision. Hard numbers, facts, I sprinkle in my thoughts throughout the reviews, but mostly I let the gear stand on its own. With the Recluse, I have very strong opinions, and the only way to describe it is I'm going to be gushing over the Recluse throughout this review. It's very strong, it's very good, and it's exactly what this game needed, for PvP specifically. Now, we're going to go over and discuss why, but I do believe Recluse is pound for pound a top 5 overall weapon in Destiny 2, and I'm serious about that. Not only for its PvP capabilities, but how surprisingly good it is in PvE. At the time of this review, the comp playlist is in a decent spot, and by that I mean the population is a little bit more healthy than it usually is. And that's due to the Thorn quest being out there. You get more points for hand cannon kills in the comp playlist, and I've seen a lot of players in there. And just like with the Luna quest, I know that going in there solo is tough, and the sole reason why I made my Discord is because of that. Numerous players got the Luna's Howl through my Discord, so there is a link in the description to it. If you guys want to check it out, we have a really chill group in there. We talk some Destiny, we find some games. To get the Recluse, you first go to Shaxx to obtain the quest, and you have to complete the Stuff of Myth Triumph. Now with this Triumph, you must win matches and reach Fabled. Competitive and Iron Banner matches grant the most effective progress. A win in Quick Play nets you 1%, so you need 100 wins. In Comp, a win is worth 3%, so you need 34 wins. Now I would guess that Iron Banner is either going to be 2%, right there in the middle, or 3% just like Competitive. You can do them in any order. Fabled is 2100 in Comp. And again, the Thorn quest is getting a lot of players in there, so now's a good time. As far as my journey to get the Recluse, I had some wins done before I got in there due to quick play wins. The path to 2100 took about 7 hours with some breaks in between. We lost 5 games total, none of them were back to back, and all losses were on Vostok Countdown. I used a variety of loadouts, Ace, Luna, Thorn, Last Word, Bygones, but for over about 50% of it I used Monarch and Duke. The background footage is that game that I got my 2100 on using this loadout with Oath Keepers. When you start getting up around that 2100 area, you see the meta every game not forgotten. All the usual suspects are in there, Dustrock Blues. With the Monarch, you get 175 damage for a headshot counting the poison. This makes your opponents back down and back out. I was playing with my teammates were playing to me. It worked out beautifully, not to mention I could hit a bow shot, pop them with the Duke with a cleanup, and then have Rampage, and Rampage on a 110 is 100 damage. I had a lot of fun with it. Now call me crazy, but it was very viable. But after this game, I got my Recluse. For the stats, we have a range of 54, stability of 70, handling of 67, reload of 35, aim assist of 55, and a recoil direction stat of 100. The Recluse is a 900 RPM Void SMG. Inherently, it has that lightweight frame. You move faster when this weapon's equipped. There are 15 total lightweight frame 900 RPM SMGs. Out of all of them, the Recluse has the best range and the best stability. It comes with a range masterwork. For the perks, we have polygonal rifling. This increases your stability, ricochet rounds. The rounds bounce off of hard surfaces, increase stability, and it slightly increases your range. Feeding Frenzy, kills with this weapon increase reload speed for a short time, and it's not like Outlaw, so it can be a kill to the body or to the head, you get a faster reload. And its main perk, the perk that is like no other, Master of Arms. Kills with any weapon improve this weapon's damage for a short time. So after you get killed with Recluse, the Master of Arms text goes on your screen, it lasts for 4 seconds, that goes down to 00, so you get 5 total seconds to do more damage. It also works with kills from other weapons. It could be a rocket, it could be a kill with your primary. It will set the perk off in the background. When it's working in the background, it lasts for 3 seconds, so you only have 3 seconds to switch to Recluse, but when you do, you get the full timer for Master of Arms. It doesn't take away any time when you switch. And when you down an enemy with the Master of Arms perk active, it refreshes after every kill, so you can chain it and keep going and going. In this last sector, it does 842 to the head at base, and with the Master of Arms perk active, it does 1273. A 51% increase for headshot damage, which is really good. It falls in between Rampage ×3 and Kill Clip. Now the body shot damage does 256 and then jumps to 632 with Master of Arms. That's about 150%. That is a massive buff, higher than multi-kill clip ×3, higher than Rampage ×3, and it really works for an SMG. It only needs a time 1 and you can refresh it and keep going and going. You have Feeding Frenzy after your kills. You can spray with it and know that your body damage is going to be okay. Console players do have a lot of recoil to deal with any weapon that they're using, so you can just spray enemies down. In PvP, this SMG does 19 to the head and 11 to the body for a 0.67 TTK. For you to achieve that TTK, you need to land 10 headshots and 2 body shots. With Master of Arms, it puts both the headshot damage and the body damage to 25. This means you can just spray your enemy down. It takes 8 total bullets of your 36 round magazine to down an opponent, and its TTK goes to a very fast 0.47 seconds, which is unreal. So now that we went over the base weapon, how the main perk works, let's dive into each section. For PvE, I'm maining it. I use Loaded Question a lot, but this is looking to take its place, and if you have a Void Singe on, this thing rips. I was so surprised on how well this SMG does. I was floored a little bit. There are very few weapons that have all-around utility and are a top option in all aspects of the game. After you get the Recluse, you're able to pull it from the collections. So my PvE Recluse has a major mod on it. A minor spec isn't necessary, it makes light work of adds, but even without a major mod, it does very well against majors. But when you put that mod on, it puts it over the top. It's like a legendary Huckleberry, but your exotic slot is still available, or it's kind of like a Breakneck, but in SMG form in your energy slot. Seeing is one thing, but feeling how well it mows down enemies for yourself is another story. It shreds higher tier enemies in Gamma Prime when you have the perk, and when you invade or someone invades you, you still have it. One of my favorite things though, and we'll bring it up with the PvP section, is you aren't messing around with special bricks at all if you're running a double primary loadout, because the ammo is always going to be there. It acts like a weapon that takes special ammo, but it isn't. It acts like an exotic, but it doesn't take enough exotic space. Even though it is a PvP pinnacle weapon, it more than holds its own in PvE activities. It's one of the reasons I'm calling it a top 5 weapon. It's all around going to be good for your loadout. You can take it into Gambit, Strikes, Nightfalls. I haven't yet, but probably different sections of the raids. The Recluse puts in a lot of work, and I highly recommend it for PvE. For PvP, we talked about the damage numbers at the start of the review, very lethal. It works in a number of ways. But I also said that it comes at a time where the game needed it. The Recluse shares the same spot as Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten. And you can't say confidently that Luna or Not Forgotten is a better option because it's not. Of course, that statement is subjective. We're all different when it comes to loadouts and playstyles, but when you have Master of Arms, you can do amazing things. There hasn't really been anything like this in the Destiny universe. It procs a lot when you're in-game in the Crucible because with any kill, like I said, it could be a rocket or your primary weapon like an Ace of Spades, you have that Master of Arms perk in your back pocket. And generally with Luna or Not Forgotten, I see a lot of Dust Rock Blue, some Chaperones. With Recluse, there's no cap on your loadout. You can run Ace, Last Word, Thorn, Bygones, you can run a Sniper Rifle, the Chaperone, anything. In one way or another, these primary weapons that I just named and many more can duel Not Forgotten and Luna, because we've all done it, whether it's your range, your movement. You can get kills with your primary weapon and then an opponent is rushing you with a shotgun, you can just pull that out and they're going to have a rude awakening. I'm a console player, we do have Recoil, so I use a counterbalance mod on mine to tighten it up a little bit. It has an effective range of around 16 meters. There comes a point though with Recluse that when you're not in range, you have 0 aim assist to work with, and believe me, you're going to know when that happens. The aim assist stops at around 26 meters. At that point, you're strictly working with the recoil of the weapon and you have severe fall off. And to get back to if it's better than Luna or Not Forgotten, they're completely different weapons, completely different playstyles. The one thing I will say though, it is a direct counter. It is a replacement. That .47 TTK is one of the fastest in the game, if not the fastest. It's faster than the Last Word's 3-tap at 0.53 seconds. It's faster than 3 burst sidearms at 0.5, and those require 6 criticals. Put it this way, the rapid fire snipers like Twilight Oath, Supremacy, they take 0.43 seconds in between each shot, so that's how fast that .47 is. And that TTK does come up when you need it. Here we have a 80 versus 80 match, a couple seconds left in the game, we're in overtime. We have a final duel between the Last Word and my Recluse. The Recluse comes up clutch and we get the win. It has 2 aspects that really complement the perk. Number 1, it complements a very aggressive playstyle. If you want to go in, go hard in the paint, you can. You just need to be in range, which we knew that, we have an SMG. But the second thing is, it's one of the best defensive weapons in the game, because you can get a kill with your primary, and you have that window where Master of Arms is working in the background, and when someone rushes you, you can just melt them. It's offensive or defensive. As for the question, should you go for it, I'm going to tell you absolutely yes. It's a very special weapon on a number of levels. It can do things no other weapons can. And for someone like me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you are the same way, who runs a variety of different weapons and loadouts, someone who doesn't main a Luna's Howl or Not Forgotten, this thing is perfect. It allows you to use a lot of variety with your loadout, and it's also a perfect counter. And one of the best things is when you do run it with an Ace or something like that, you essentially have a double primary loadout. That means you don't have to worry about those special bricks. You're never starved of ammo, and in comp games, if 4 of you are running the Recluse and the opposing team has Luna, Not Forgotten with the Dust Rock Blues, you're going to starve them out on ammo. The only ammo that they're ever going to get is going to be off of each other. Not to mention, it's one of the better weapons of the game to shred down a super when you have Master of Arms. It does 10 to the head, 10 to the body. That's for around a 1.25 second TTK. All around, it's very, very good. In conclusion, again, I know it's a bold statement, but I do believe it's a top 5 overall weapon in Destiny. Since it is a legendary, it complements your loadout everywhere you go. In PvE, it has some serious ad clearing capabilities, and with a major mod, it can chunk down those yellow bars. The increase of 150% really helps it out, on top of still having a word cliff, and since this is void, even a tractor cannon. Sure, for like, let's say, a damage phase on Riven, it's not useful at all, but then again, all DPS encounters have design tools to use for them. Everything in between though, the Recluse can shine. In PvP, it has everything that you need. The Master of Arms perk is very potent and can allow you to be very aggressive or even be defensive if you need to be. On PC, you have a lot more control there, so instead of a counterbalance mod, you might want a couple extra bullets from a backup mag, or possibly even a freehand grip or an Icarus mod. I do recommend that you take another one out of your vault for PvE purposes. It's one of the best weapons I've ever used, and I plan to use it consistently. The comp playlist is a real tough one, but it does offer some of the best rewards in Destiny. If you've been hesitant, remember at the lower levels it matches you against other lower levels. And you've been trying to get Luna, this is a really good season to try to hit 2100 because you can also get the Recluse and then work on your Luna kills. And of course, that's easier said than done. If you're new to the channel, remember to hit the subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for your continued support. Remember to comment and hit the like button. But I'd like to know your thoughts on the Recluse. If you have it, what do you think? And if you don't, from what you've seen, what are your thoughts on it? Thank you guys for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.